everyone, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of Wolfkeen's Thoughts. Today on Wolfkeen's Thoughts, again, I'm talking about a gaming topic, but it's because I know this is kind of minuscule to talk about, but I kind of want to bring it up because this is something I'm beginning to notice in a lot of AAA games, and it is making me worried that once it starts becoming a standard, it's gonna get worse and worse, as a lot of things do. So anyways, what I'm talking about is that Shadows of War. I am highly interested in this game. In fact, I loved Shadows of Mordor. Ending sucked, but I did like the Nemesis system. I liked the game for what it was. I actually developed a crazy rivalry with an Uruk and otherwise, but Shadows of Mordor was a game that I enjoyed, and I'm definitely looking forward to Shadows of War. That was until I saw what Monolith is planning on employing. Apparently what Monolith planned on employing, luckily, because there was a rumor that they might have always online DRM, but luckily that's been denied as such. They've denied that you don't need to always be online, but you do need to be online for one of their systems, which is, you guessed it, microtransactions. They're pretty much adding a system where you can speed up the process of certain things, building up your army and otherwise, in the game Shadows of War. And I know to some people that sounds very, inoffensive in many ways, but it does make me worried in some ways. Anyways, let me read the article that's over here that I have set on the screen right now. Right now, this is what it says. Gold exists for users who want to speed up their army building process. There are people who appreciate having the option. We don't want to restrict any players from playing our game, so we have the option for those that want a speedy option, and for those that choose to avoid it can do so without any negative impact on their game. Now, this is kind of an understandable statement, and I can see that being the case, but then again, we have games like Mankind Divided. If you know, Deus Ex Mankind Divided had a similar system where there were microtransactions in the single player that gave you praxis kits that allow you to level up. Though what Mankind Divided messed up royally was not only were you paying money to get level ups in a single player game, but they were all connected to one save file. If, say, you deleted that save file or got corrupted for whatever reason possible and you didn't back it up, because that can happen from time to time, you're screwed. You just spent all that money for nothing and you can't get any of it back because you just lost the one save file. And I'm worried if Shadows of Mordor, well, Shadows of War will do something like this, where all of that microtransaction money that you put in goes towards that one save file, and if that save file gets deleted or you delete it because you want to start fresh or whatever have you, gone. All that stuff is gone, dead in the water. Goodbye all the money that you threw down the toilet. The game is balanced so you can play the game without using the market. As you play the game, you'll have excess Marion. This gives you an option to use that excess Marion if you'd like. Or you can let that Marion build up as high as you want. Getting an orc from a war chest is the same as dominating one in game. Are you telling me they're adding crates? Crates, so you can get orcs in a single player game. Getting an orc from a war chest is the same as dominating one in the game. So if you want a legendary orc in the game, you can go find one, or you can go look through the market. It's there an option for players. Feel free to play as you decide. Epic and rare weapon drops with relative frequency, and don't need an epic orc to drop though as you level up. As you level up, your common weapons will become more powerful and you'll switch to your higher level commons. Legendary orcs are more rare, however the number of legendary orcs you meet increases as you play through the game. The drop rate of common / epic / legendary orcs has nothing to do with the market. We balance Shadows of War first, so the drop rates there is set for what our designers and research have shown to be the most interesting. So if you just do the normal game, the game will be balanced for that. I want to believe this, but let's face it, people are going to take advantage of a system where you can use real-world money to get gold, to get a premium in-game. And not to mention the war chests idea is literally loot boxes. It's literally loot boxes from a multiplayer game, if I'm reading it correctly. So what you're telling me is that you want me to spend money to get loot boxes for a chance to get really good stuff that you might not get anywhere else. I know they said that you could find legendary orcs and otherwise in the game itself, but let's be fair, you know they're going to put something enticing in those crates to make it be like, oh, do you want this? Do you want this legendary orc that you can't get in game? Because it's going to happen that way, let's be fair about that. Am I making a bigger deal about this than I should? Yeah, a little, I won't deny that, but at the same time, I'm worried about this becoming more and more of a standard. Like, loot boxes, microtransactions, and otherwise have become so common in multiplayer games that there's not a lot we can do anymore. But now that it's starting to become more and more common in single-player games, I'm getting worried that once this starts becoming more and more common, they're just going to keep cranking that dial slowly but surely on the micros and making us feel more and more complacent. Like, you know, don't even notice that's getting worse and worse. That's my biggest fear in all of this. I've talked about this when it came to multiplayer games and it ended up happening. And here we go with single player games doing it more and more and more. And I'm worried that we're heading down that road as well, where single player microtransactions will become more and more of a norm. They'll start locking away certain things behind crates and otherwise, and that's going to make me super fearful for certain games, and that's going to make me very hesitant to want to support a lot of AAA developers and modern games. I kind of understand now why a lot of my friends don't support modern games and are more classical gamers these days. So with that said, let me ask you, what are your thoughts about this idea of Shadows of War, or at least single-player microtransactions in general? Do you agree with what I'm trying to say and are worried about this? Do you disagree and feel like that they're non-offensive or otherwise? Go ahead and leave your comments down below and we'll discuss it in the comments section. So until next time, I'm Keen47, aka Wolfkeen. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, guys, take care.